Going on, y'all? It's your boy Smitty, the elephant in the room. We're here for another edition of Let's Talk About It, addressing the elephant in the room. Today I got a special guest. Before I even get started, this interview was supposed to take place a while ago, It isn't, but like the saying say, it's better late than never. So I'm here with the one and only, the new WBA super lightweight champion of the world, Antwon.
Appreciate you having me, my guy.
Man, you supposed to have been happy.
And Godspeed, man. Godspeed.
How you feeling coming off that impressive ass whooping? We gonna call it what it was. Ass whooping.
Hey, it definitely was BTA style. But honestly, man, it's still more work to be done. There's 3 more titles out there. I want to unify, man. I want to wipe out my division first of all before I even go up or go down. And there's a lot of fighters from 35 that started to move up from 140 right now. So I'm not really entertaining it. If it don't make sense, why entertain it? You know what I mean? But I'm feeling good, I feel like I'm still learning, which is a good thing. Anybody that feel like they know it all, they setting their self up to fail. Because don't nobody know it all in this motherfucking profession. There's always many different avenues and skills and styles out there. So you gotta be able to adapt. So in that aspect, I'm still growing, still learning, seeing more shit. I'm proud of myself. I don't know when to pat myself on the back, but this time, like I said, I'm proud of myself. And the sky's the limit.
Absolutely, sky's the limit. But man, before we get into this interview, fuck all that other shit you talking about. Okay. Why is nobody calling the boogeyman? And I'm gonna put this out there. He'll tell you, I was the first person to call him the boogeyman at 140. Why is nobody calling you out? I'm trying to figure out, you got people wanting to move up for dream fights, but then stay at 140 and hold the belt. You got other people who you got amateur history with, then we know with the rematch, man. What's up with that?
A high risk. You want to simply say a high risk?
They don't want
high risk. They don't want that smoke, man. They don't want the smoke, man. It's that simple. They don't want the votes.
That's why boxing ain't dead. You niggas just scared, man. I'm just gonna say what it is.
You niggas just scared, man. Straight like that, for real, for real. They trying to basically take care of their career. Nobody wants to take
I thought taking care of your career was chasing legacy. That's what other people say when other fighters is chasing money. Instead of that, it's a legacy.
To each his own. Now nobody want to owe their record. That's what I said. Somebody said, man,
we gonna talk about that later, because I gotta ask you how you feel about that. But we gonna say that for later on.
Okay.
But we gonna say this conversation for later on, man. But we gotta start off, man. What got you into boxing? We know you got the family history in the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, man. But what made you say, I'm gonna put these gloves on?
I was godly gifted, The family was doing it. It was just like a family tradition. Definitely. I got enrolled, saw that I could take off and be something for real. At that point, there wasn't no looking back.
Absolutely. How cool. I want to get into this discussion because I know, as anybody that don't know, your father was a big name coach in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, man. And I don't want to just talk about boxing when I talk about it. How much of a role did it play for you in your life? We obviously know, like you just said, your bloodline, and then you just enrolled. You have an Ivy League education just through your brothers and your father. But how did that man play a role for you in your life?
That's a heavy-weighted question. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, boxing, he's always telling us, man, boxing is what we do, but it don't define who we are. Academically, a lot of historians, stuff like that, graduated, high GPA, in the classes and stuff like that. He's already shown us that life itself got many variables. So it's a dynamic to it, duality to a lot of things. And he made sure that he put us in situations where though we got to experience these levels of duality. Boxing is kind of like the perfect thing, the perfect way he can kind of physically show us, because boxing is one-dimensional atmosphere, it ain't no one-dimensional range. You got to be versatile with boxing, so a lot of times you see one-dimensional fighters, and a lot of times they have tough fights. But when you're versatile, these fights that people go and stuff for you, you make them capable. And all of that goes back into life itself, like this obstacles, different side fighters. Breakthrough, triumphs, rough fight, stiff fight, making the necessary adjustments so you can get over this obstacle. You got that fighting and in life, you know. So he showed us a lot of things in life, and he used boxing as a representation or avenue to kind of like present it to us in the best understanding way.
All I love is crazy. Now, even though, I mean, everything ain't peaches and cream. Absolutely. Life is never going to be everything. Life hard.
It's ups and downs. He showed us what being a man is. Like, showed us what being a warrior is. A lot of people don't touch into their ancestors and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Some people just look at who they cousin and then their mom and pop.
Right, they try to keep it on the logical aspect. And when you talk about true inspiration, a lot of people get inspired from what's around them, but they don't realize what's around them comes from a long line of history that was here before them. You know, and logically they just look at what's in front of them, like I said, but we teach us what's in us, what we possess. We don't possess what we possess based off of our everyday environment only. You know, a lot of people, let's say you would see me in a crazy environment every day, and just out of nature, your response to stuff will be different from somebody else that live in the same areas. Most people wouldn't even question why they respond the way they respond. I mean, but your response comes from your DNA link. Your DNA link from your ancestors. Like, you probably respond in an aspect or in a manner of, nah, this shit ain't quite, or boy got me fucked up, or this situation got me fucked up, whatever. I'm out there, hot one of the line, right now. Some people call it reckless, some people call it aggression, some people call it courage.
You come from a certain environment, that's a natural instinct.
Right. But not everybody got the same response. Like, you got some people that are scared, some people that are run, flee, they'll fight before they fight. You know what I mean? It's just natural. You gotta look at those things because these type of things will make you basically go to another plateau in life. Same thing with boxing. Some people, they got skills, but you know what I mean? They can have that, but still, let them get in a type of situation when they got an opponent that's answering everything that they give them. Gotta respond to everything that they give them. Now it's like, damn, are you going to carry you over to that next round? Or are you going to close? Or he's like, damn, I did everything I can do. And now the fight is a downhill fight. You got different fighters out here because not everybody got their heart. Not everybody got their mental capacity to push through this shit. Not everybody got the wisdom to push through it or the skill set. It's a saying that say hard work beats talent.
Actually, that's the saying I live by all the time. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard.
Exactly. In other words, motherfucker, you don't gotta have true skills.
You gotta work harder. You gotta have that
grit.
Work harder than someone that got the skills. That's gonna carry you farther.
Carry you over. That's what I'm saying. My father made you ask a loaded question. You definitely ask a loaded question because I can go on and on and on about how many lessons he done gave us that I know for a fact a lot of people ain't getting. Majority of these lessons are street lessons. Because he lived the devil life. He was trying to clean up. I feel like once you get of age, you try your best to do everything right, do everything clean. You know, and he tried to instill that into us. Once upon a time, that was our environment though. Fifth and no. Northwest, Northeast. During that time frame, we tried to kill him, tried to shoot him. So these life lessons he was giving us was definitely some key points of life. All the way down to this hustling. Like, you gotta make it for yourself. You ain't got the odds that all the nationalities got. They getting benefits while we getting this crabs in the barrel type of thing. Everybody putting each other down type shit. I want y'all to be better. I want y'all to be different. I want y'all to have a legacy. So we having an understanding back then, getting into the boxing, shit, I'm good. At this point, I'm like, come on, let's go out of town. Let's go whoop these dudes. This is what we do anyway at this point. Coming back, big national champion, golden glove champion trophies. Coming back, silver glove trophies, outstanding awards, all of that. Belts. Now it's like we're pushing to the limit. We're gonna ride this shit to the wheels fall over. Olympics, qualifiers, all of that. We're going through all of that. You know what I mean? But I feel like the drive and the determination that I got in me came from the lessons outside of my profession that I got instilled into me. You know, being a man, being courageous, being a stand-up guy. Not everybody's stand-up guys. You know what I mean? Just being family oriented. Now, being family oriented, you gotta fight. You got brackets. You got the oldest, next oldest, next to the oldest, next to the oldest. Everybody should be taking care of somebody, looking after somebody. But the oldest, he got the heaviest weight because like the king grew in the village. Once the king died, the throne get passed down to the firstborn, which is the oldest. Firstborn got to take over everything on the land. Same thing, that's just the royal pecking order. So you got the oldest. He opened up the doors for us, professional world, pro boxing. He was there helping, inspiring, motivating. But ultimately, he the one that got to keep these floodgates open. Next in line, he got to do the same. Absolutely. Next in line, got to do the same. Absolutely. It's my goal and it was my time to fight for that WBA champion. I made sure I had that deal. Man, and I didn't see what lives on. He's gonna put it. Like it ain't no hoppers and gym, coach. Nah, all this shit that we do is homegrown. You know what I mean? And we want to keep it that way. So we then later on in life tell people like, this is a legacy that we done built for murder. We ain't over here asking for handouts and none of that. We doing this off the strength, off the grit. A lot of people, they get the opportunities or see an opportunity to hop on to somebody else. And they just take that leap on something. I don't know, they just trying to come up. Not every dollar is a good dollar.
Every dollar ain't good. All money ain't good money. All money. Once you sell your soul, you can't get it back.
And that's what a lot of dudes is doing. I feel like, man, the way we do this shit is honorable. We do things honorable. Even if we shine, it's alright. We gonna wipe the dirt off, polish ourselves back up, and get back on the grind. The determination with us is ruthless. All that shit comes from our neighborhood. The lessons my father taught me. You feel me? And I still haven't touched on a lot of lessons, but our neighborhood is just crazy. I don't even like talking about our neighborhood because I don't want to make DC look fucked up. You feel me? But let's be real, DC is
you can love a city, but you crime out here. Yeah.
Tell me. Rapists, shooters, robbers, right in front of our shit. So that was something that was normalized. Shit like that shit would be normalized. At the time, there was a little desensitization of time period. And we was going through it. And I feel like that was weird, strictly based because our area was so fucked up. DC was a murder capital, it ain't even a country. It's a world city. They did this thing called Faces of Death. For those who know, y'all should know what I'm talking about. They would take called Faces of Death. They pumped this shit on TV for a reason. But it wasn't like it was nothing new. Because the Faces of Death was just a track full of just murder, killings and shit like that. Why? Because that's what was going on every day. Desensitized and people seeing justice. Like, damn. Alright, he just died. I don't really got no emotions to that shit. They wanted them to just be desensitized to seeing death because it was happening so much already. So being tough-skinned, hard, being on point, lurking and stuff like that, that was something that was normalized to us. Especially when we was there. My father told us a lot of lessons, like watch out for this, watch out for that. Keep this, keep that. You don't gotta always be macho. You don't y'all always be the white guy. Right, you don't. Why should you keep around you? If you're gonna keep it cool around you, keep certain motherfuckers around you. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Who's solid, who's not. Put them in certain positions, see how they respond. All of that. You know, and I feel like making these life decisions goes right back into this square. Decisions matter. It's like a motherfucker in that ring. You can whoop a motherfucker ass, but you might have a 12-round upset. That you toy around with somebody you in,
1 through 11,
ain't over.
Round, get put out.
Because you got comfortable with your decision making. All of that stuff goes back into how I rumble. Anybody can tell you, when I step in that square, you're gonna see a fight. You're gonna see a fight. I'm coming to get your ass. But if I'm smart about it, or just like, all right, he ain't got shit for me, I'm gonna lock my hands, keep my defense tight, I'm about to get you up out of here. But every fight ain't gonna be the same. Every fighter got different styles, so you gotta take out your toolbox of this necessary thing. But man, lessons.
I can tell you taught y'all a lot of lessons.
Lessons, man. A lot of lessons that I just brought up was just based off of our environment. How he want us to be as a stand-up guy once we leave our profession. Take boxing away, I want you to be a stand-up guy. One more thing to discuss. I want you to be self-sufficient. A lot of these things, man, I feel like right now, these YNs, they not getting it. You can be a respectful dude, stand-up dude,
Better than being a gangster.
I feel like that's part of being a gangster.
Yeah, stand up, absolutely. Man will respect man.
Normally, don't disrespect respect. Normally, gangsters don't see them to it. They ain't walking around toting. They got loyal motherfuckers around them, and they got a system.
They got to slow down some shit. Yeah, y'all, you just dressed the elephant room and broke down some shit for y'all. But, because we know how impactful your father was in your life and in the ring. Since his passing, how has your brothers, Alan and Gary Jr., been for you? Just as older influences in the ring and out the ring.
Man, they've been a shit ton of influence. Man, they played a big influential part of my life. Inside and out the ring. You know, as far as the whole real estate goes, business-wise, business mindset. My brothers, they've been riding this way with me. So a lot of the stuff that we do as far as business, I'm pulling from them. And I'm trying to learn more now. So I can bring back to them, you know, add to what we already know. But we into real estate. I'm about to open up a coffee shop. Food business, all of that.
See, a lot of boxers don't really think of it, because you watch, you see a lot of boxers, they coming back in their late 40s, 50s, and they trying to take fights to get money. And if you look at them, you be like, they don't have no businesses open. So that's a valuable gym you just dropped. That's a valuable gym you just dropped. Having businesses, you got to open a coffee shop, real estate. That's money that keeps flowing after when you say, I'm done with boxing, I'm ready to just enjoy my life with my feet. When you have kids or your nephews and nieces, you ready to just enjoy life.
And just enjoy it. And not only that, I can help out motherfuckers that's really hurting out here. There's people that's really hurting. 9 times out of 10, they're a brother. They're black, they're a nigga.
But see, like you said earlier, the only problem with us as people, we have like you said, a crab in the barrel mentality. It's I'm at the top, I don't want to share, open no door to keep the floodgates going. So that causes the other ones that's trying to come up to be like, well, F that, I'm going to bring this one down so I can get up.
I'm on the opportunist as man. That's when all of that starts to come into play. And you got to be able to read these signs. You got to be able to read people. You know what I mean? So as far as lessons, influential, people in my life, my father, my brothers definitely play a part. All the way down to my creativity with the fighting skills. Mr. Gary Russell, he's pretty with his hands, good footwork, good defense, creative with the combinations, all of these things. Like, he helped me visualize, all right, this is how I want to whoop this guy. This is how I want to fight this fight. Gary Allen Russell, he's a coach now, but even in his prime,
You know what's crazy? I was talking with Coach Barry Hunter about him. He was talking rookie. He was like, Allen was a bad man.
He was a monster. Look at me. I want to say times 10. He had a bigger frame. All of that. Man, he was the truth. He was the truth. He was the truth. Gave Earl Spence a run for his money, man. They came up during the same time for him. Rumble with Turnstile. Just his era alone, they were some dogs, you know what I mean? But Allen, he was that guy. He was that guy. He just had an eating problem. He had a problem that he wasn't obedient when it came to eating.
His diet.
His diet. His metabolism was shitty, man. He was a hungry guy. He was that eating. He was a hungry guy, man. They got the best of him. So my father was like, all right, look, once again, I ain't gonna be here forever. You ain't listening, but I know I'm gonna put things together. We put a system together for when I'm gone. Y'all should be able to carry this to the next level. And he's a coach. And Mr. Jerry Russell, he was still in the mix, still fighting professionally. Allen Russell was in his school, in training, using his eyes. Now, oldest, he's about to retire. He's not only hanging it up. You just watch you and Antonio, and I'm gonna be our coach. So now, when my father got here, it's kind of like here in the spirit, you know what I mean? He's watching over us through my brothers. We got the same lenses. We know what to watch and what to do when necessary to do. As far as training habits, we obedient. We know when to train, we know what to do when we train. We got weights and etc. My brothers, the oldest brothers, that's been in the game longer than us. We got the eyes and the foresight to critique us when we doing something wrong. When we ain't tripping right there. When we ain't extending our punches all the way out. Whatever. They're gonna be right there. And I feel like my father, he put that stuff in the mix before he even went on to a better place. And that mindset alone is just on some gangster shit. That was some gangster shit. Like, look, man, gangsters. I feel like all gangsters, they got a system.
Absolutely, they got a system on how them and their team work. So they
How them and their team work, they make a move how they need to move. And my father just put stuff in place there so it can stay alive. We done made history time and time again. You know what I mean? Both copybook records. Made history ever being the four brothers that won national champion. It's never been done. There's been three white brothers that held the record over 90 plus years or something like that. We came and broke that. Two Olympians, not one, but two Olympians. All of this is homegrown stuff. We're not going to this gym, we're not going to that gym, we're not bringing this coach in, we're not bringing that coach in. All this is the same father, same bros, same gym, same critique and same techniques, same teaching. That's something right there that's just like a blessing. You don't get that every day. You just don't. You know, for me to be a part of all of this, I'm grateful. But I know it can be more. Absolutely. I know it can be more. A lot of people saying they're top in with the social media. I ain't really no big social media.
I was gonna ask you that. You don't really be on the social media. You might post something in there, right. And then even to add so many pages, you be like, then you might disappear for a while and hop back on.
Because I'm trying my best not to detach from society and total reality, not society as other people know it, which is social media and these other platforms, streaming platforms. But that's part of business. It's part of business, and it is part of reality nowadays because a lot of the technical side is starting to take over. So, me personally, when I disappeared because I need to go ahead and just reset, focus back in on what's really important to me. That's keeping my body right, making sure the family good, making sure these businesses that's going to be making money while we sleeping is being created. I got a lot of projects, like I said, I got a lot of projects that I got in motion right now. I And I want to make sure all of these things come to life, be brought to life. And I know I'm not going to sit around and expect somebody else to do it for me. I got to do that myself personally. You feel me? And when I'm doing those things, that's when I'm off the net, off the internet and stuff like that. And I'm not really paying attention to it. I know I can go online and look up stuff. I can find funny stuff. I can find influential stuff. I can find the up-to-date stuff that's going on. That's going to always be there.
Right.
That's going to always be there. You got dudes that been doing time since the 80s. They hopping out and they on the ground.
Yeah, and they know how to use it.
And they know how to use it, so it's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. But if I want to utilize it for business purposes, I need to make sure that I'm on it daily. So I'm going to be plugged in, you know what I'm doing, when necessary. And I want to make sure that my presence is known on this. But in due time, small steps, you know what I mean? Small steps.
Well, I'm going to ask you this about that last fight you had with Rayo Valenzuela. You was emotional after that fight. You won, you could see it in your face. You had tears. You was thanking everybody. How did that feel when you won the WBA Super Lightweight Championship and your father was there, but I know that was in your heart and in your mind. How did that feel?
I did him justice. I did my father justice.
All that hard work and
Exactly. Not only was I going through triumphs and obstacles, I know for a fact my father put his life on hold for all of us. And I would never let no hard work or any of the hard work that my brothers, nor my father, nor the people that have supported us outside looking in, let none of that support, none of that hard work go in vain. We've been doing it for years. Years and years and years. I seen my father stay up too many nights. I'm talking about I stayed up with him broke days. I'm running to the store getting packs of cigarettes just so he could be on the phone making plays, making moves. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker stayed up all night. Yeah, damn. But all of this stuff is so he can see his kids be applied something to the next level. So his kids can be good, be self-sufficient, have something that we can call pushing up on the we got a platform on it. We got a name on it. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I don't really look at that as real important because I never been flamboyant or cocky like that. I'm humble spirit, humble soul. But for you to say you got a name,
That's something. You got to carry that with honor.
you got to carry that with honor. So when I win the fight, I'm like, damn, I knew I don't even fight. But also, I know you want me to keep this shit going. There's more titles out there. That's why I said earlier. I'm like, look, there's 3 more titles out there. I want to unify. I want to wipe out my division before I even think about entertaining anything above 140 or under. And I know it's some fights above. See, if we more talk about moving up.
I don't know why. Devin Haney fighting Brian Norman, so we're gonna let the Haney. I'm gonna ask you about that in a little bit, about you and Haney's thing. But you know, Teofimo, he wanna fight Boots or wanted to fight Boots. I don't understand, Teo. You had my man right here waiting for you at 140, and he had a call.
Hey, like I said, high risk. High risk. I'm telling you.
High risk. I posted it actually the other day on Instagram. High risk can bring a great reward. You never know, Teo.
Hey, that's true.
Then you got it. Also, you got at 140. You got Puello. We'll get into that. The rematch with Puello. And then we got the man I want to ask you about, and I want to talk about this fight. Cause y'all got some history in the amateurs.
Oh, for sure.
And you know that man out of Brooklyn. The man out of Brooklyn, Africa, Richardson Hitchens. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Yes.
Africa wanted to fight Devin, but that's not happening now. So we're not even gonna bring Devin up in this interview. Africa, then they was talking about Teo. But you know, their manager made a statement saying he would let the fight happen if it came about, but he doesn't want the fight to happen because they got the same manager. Respectable, conflict of interest, business-wise.
No.
But now, he said no. But, hold on, I'm going to tell you why it is.
No,
if you can't make that fight, you got another guy, the WBA champ, that's screaming out unification. In Africa, if you see this, I love you. I like you as a fighter. That fight with Cambosis kind of got me sold on you. But you can go ahead and sell yourself and get a fight in with Gary Antwon Russell. The boogeyman. I'm the one that gave him the name. I hear a lot of people screaming boogeyman, but I'm the first one that said it.
I done seen Golden Boy take two dogs from the same stable to make them fight each other.
Kevin Farmer and what's his name?
Man.
Well, Kid Showfield.
So that ain't the case.
So that
like,
you basically saying that exits out the T.O. and Richard Smith.
Right.
Well, then what's the excuse for why neither one of them want to get in there with Twan?
High risk. I keep telling y'all, it's a high risk. It's a high risk.
Let's make boxing great again. T.O., you done proved that you're a great, an elite level fighter. Why don't you go ahead and unify? Richards and Hitchinson. This is how you can make your name. You can step in there with Gary Antwon Russell. That's all I'm saying. If you want, you can come address the elephant in the room with me later on, and we can try to see if we can set that up. I'm just saying. I'm all
for it. I want to unify. And Puello already know that I want his ass. I want his line.
Puello got to fight.
I'm forever be on his line.
So I'm assuming you hoping Puello wins his next match, so y'all can have that rematch and unifying fight.
Hell my yes.
Okay.
That's exactly how I feel. I told Puello, I said, I don't care if you lose. You don't gotta have nothing for me to see you
again.
As
a man gotta get up in there.
I gotta get you. I gotta see you again.
I want to ask you about that Puello fight, right? What was your mindset after that? Because when you went in that fight, you was 17-0. You was on a 17-fight knockout streak, and then I watched that fight, right? And I watched it. I felt like rounds 1 through 5, I gave to you. 1 through 4, I gave to you. 5 through 8, I gave to him. Then 9, I gave to you. Then 10, I felt like that could go either way. But I said I feel like Antwon might have had 10. Then I said I think the way the judges not say a draw or you was 11 and 12. But what was your mindset after you heard them? Because I said it could have been 7-5 Twan, or at the worst it could have been a draw. I said the only thing when I watched that fight, because I've watched it about 10 times, I said I think that they gave him that fight maybe because of the 11 and 12. In the 10th round, you could say it was a draw round. So they probably said, well, we'll give him, he won 11 and 12. But like I said, I give you the 10th round. I gave you the 10th round, so that would have made it 7-5. And if anything, it would have been a draw, not a loss.
Man, if it should have been that. If that, me personally, I felt like I put the very first 6 rounds in the bank. Right. Easy. After the 6th round, I told people at the post-press conference, they compared me to Sean Porter.
I was going to ask you about your beef with Sean Porter. I was going to ask you about that.
It ain't even no beef. I just felt like it was like a disrespectful remark that somebody made. You feel me? Because me personally, I'm like, y'all really don't know boxing. Right. Y'all don't know boxing.
You and Sean you know what's crazy? I would have thought they were gonna say Sean. They would have compared more so Floyd Schofield to Sean Porter than you, maybe.
It's possible.
He said it's
possible. It's possible. But even Floyd Schofield, I feel like he got more to him than Sean Porter.
So why you didn't? So that's why you didn't feel like that compliment. I mean, not compliment. That comment was warranted to compare you because you feel like you have more skill-wise.
Because you're not about to tell me that I not only remind you of someone who have a lesser skill than me, right? But I fight exactly like a person that has a lesser skill. Now you devaluing me and my ability. I know that I'm versatile. Just because y'all see me locking these hands and tucking my chin and walking in fighters doesn't mean that that's the only way I know how to fight. I take out the tools that's necessary to get the job done with certain opponents. Styles make fights. And I see what's in front of me. And I know that certain fighters, they can't take pressure. They can't take a certain level of aggression. And I utilize them. I play on that. I see what your strengths are and I see what your weaknesses are. Sean Porter, he get in there, he don't give a damn what you got. He just and be getting caught with some clean shit. Hard shit.
That's what happened with that fight with Bud with Terrence Crawford.
Right, he just gonna run in there with his football helmet and shoulder pads and get the job done. No, he didn't even know how to apply the pressure the right way. He wasn't effective. He was just reckless and aggressive. That's it. He was reckless and aggressive. And he got put on his back pocket.
Gary Jr. said we holding it up, so we gonna get this thing right, all right? I gotta ask you though, what's your thoughts? Because you already told us about that start of the 12 fight and the loss. What's your thoughts on this whole O culture? That's what I call it. Because I get so mad when I debate with boxing fans with this zero thing, where, oh, a fighter loses, they not that. They not elite no more. They washed up. Look how they did with Earl. Earl lost the fight to Bud, who arguably, depending on his Canelo fight, you might be going, people putting him in the top 10 or 5 greatest fighters of all time. And he lost to that guy. So I'm looking at it like, you telling me an elite fighter lose to another elite fighter? Nah, that means he's not elite no more, or because a fighter loses, they washed up, or they was a hype job, or they not this, that. Hey, what's up? They got to see the family's all here. We in the Wrestle Clan Gym, the man cave as they call it. But what's your thoughts on that old culture?
It's something to honor. Floyd Mayweather, when he's here proudly, gotta own. Can't dispute that. Can't debate with that. At that point, I feel like that adds on to your resume. Everybody wants to keep it up. But I feel like nowadays,
that's messing up boxing.
Right. They trying to secure their record so bad, so much that it's devaluing the sport.
That's why I was going with it, asking you that question. I feel like, yeah, that O was good, because if you can say you undefeated, that's great. But I feel like that, for this generation now, they're so busy trying to off up on Floyd. Oh, I want undefeated too. I want undefeated, that you got these fights that should be happening, i.e. you versus Richard Hitchcock, you versus Teofimo Lopez, you versus Devin Haney, you versus getting your rematch with Puello. People scared to lose that O, so that's a marketing tool that people are using against you. Oh, if you fight him and you lose that O, we're not going to do this or that. The fans are going to say this. And I'm a person that was taught by this. O does not dictate, a 1 loss, 2 losses does not dictate a fighter's career.
Not at all.
Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Pacquiao, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, who to me, in my opinion, Ali is the GOAT, but my GOAT is Sugar Ray Leonard. They all got losses. But you know, when the way, you would hear your brothers or your pops or anybody else talk about it, you wouldn't know that they got a loss. And that's why I was going with
they got stuff that you can't dispute, and that's true skills.
Right.
They got skills. These motherfuckers can rumble. I don't care if you lost. I bet you can't beat them. I don't care how many losses you say this man got. They don't got a lot of losses because they was that great, and their opponents, they was great too. They was some great fighters. You can't take their skills away from nobody that participated in this profession. You can't take their skills away. But right now, you got people questioning your skill set because you're scared to rumble somebody because you're trying to keep it open. And that's what's going on right now. It's devaluing the sport a little bit.
With watering it down.
Tomato. That's how they get around.
A couple more questions before we get out of here. How's that man, he's running down on me right now, Gary Jr. You see him in your corner, you see him giving you game like in the Puello fight, with the Rayo fight. But I want to say his name, I don't want to disrespect him. Bartholomew, that was the first fight you had with your father, right? Bartholomew, yep. But how does him and Allen play the role in that corner? You know how they play the role in life in that corner.
Oh man, it's a major role. A lot of people gotta find a comfort zone to even trust their opponent. It can be getting hot in that room. It can be getting sticky. And your first line of defense should be your corner. And if you don't got the right chemistry with your corner, the trust not gonna be there. And if you don't got no trust in your corner, it's kinda like you in the ring by yourself, even when shit's going flames up. Who could you trust? Who could you trust? They got a bird's eye view. These are my brothers, so I can trust them for one. For two, we all been trained by the same coach. So the instructions that they're giving me, I know it's gonna be chef kiss top tier. You know what I mean? And yet alone, they still doing it. So it's not like their eyes or their vision on how to critique me is not all that acclimated. It's on point, all the way on point, you know what I mean? And at that point, it's just my job to execute. So it's getting me older. I'm used to my father being the voice that I'm hearing, the one that's critiquing me, but we don't hear no more. So that adjustment making, I'm doing a good job. That's what I say. I'm proud of myself. I'm doing a good job with it. And I know that they got my best interest in hand when it comes to me making these adjustments when these opponents are in. It's a dangerous sport. People lose memory, people forget how to talk and walk. So as far as their protection, And they're critiquing on me doing the right shit. I know they telling me what to do that's right. Their instructions is definitely gonna be right. I just gotta put it together. I put it in motion. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for that. Everything that I get as far as advice from me, I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean? I know it's gonna work out.
So man, what can we be expecting from you next in the ring? Is it going to be a unification fight, or is it going to be we going to get another fight in and hope after that fight somebody, one of these other 3 title holders, will say let's get Froggy and Lee?
You just really see, man.
I thought you was going to address the elephant room and have some news.
I want to unify.
Oh, that's what you waiting for.
I'm waiting for my unification. There ain't too many people with belts. I'm gonna say. One got something lined up, the other one talking about moving up in weight, and the last one don't even mention my name.
He talking about moving up in weight, but he ain't got to fight in no higher weight class.
That's my point. That's my point. That's my point. That's my point.
Well, I know this, right? I know this, right? And shout out my guy Najee from Cigar Talk. He stole my question, boy. But you know where I'm going with this. You got a newcomer in 140, man. You got a newcomer. He from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. He from one of my 757 homeboys in there.
I know you're talking about.
Sean Davis.
My God.
There you go. Well, how would a fight with y'all two sound though? If you can't get none of the other 3 champs to get Froggy,
everybody know that will be a crunchy, juicy, whatever you want. It'll be an action-packed fight.
Absolutely, 2 guys is gonna fight.
And that's my boy. I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't go up against him unless it makes sense. Right. You moving up to 140, you don't see there's nothing there, 135 over there. He's trying to make some money, obviously. He's trying to make the boxing great again, obviously. Which is good, he better come up. Everybody from 35 moving up anyway. I say give him probably 2 fights because he lost his belt, probably about 2 fights to acclimate to the 140. And now he can be looked at as like the top contender.
Right.
Number 1 top contender, and then go ahead and throw him a title fight.
Because he might, you right. At first, when I had the 2 fights, I said, but realistic, because he might get 1 fight at 140, and it might be like, I don't feel comfortable at this weight. He go back. Even though he said he couldn't make it.
You never know. It's not even about size for it. It's about skills.
Skills pay the bills.
Skills pays the bills. Give him 2 fights to get his feet wet in the division.
And if it makes sense, let's get it in.
Let's go.
If it makes sense, top rank, GTV, Davis versus Russell.
See? And it's funny because he's going to take the shine from a lot of the champions that already got the belts now.
He going to want to
unify. They scared. They scared.
No, you got to say that again. I ain't no champion. I ain't no world champions in boxing was scared. Hold up, you got to reiterate that. World, you been telling me we got world champions in boxing that's scared to unify with other world champions. Gary Jr. said, fuck yeah. Hold up, time out. We got to address the elephant in the room. See, I was just talking my shit trying to make boxing great again. But I'm just saying, when Gary Jr. speak, he ain't going, when it comes to boxing, he ain't going to say fuck yeah on something that he don't thorough-hearted believe. So Gary, get your ass over here real quick. You been pressing me and Lil Bro out to be, so you can get to work in that. No, you got to come and address that.
We in the kitchen. We in the
kitchen. But you said somebody scared. Who you think scared?
How about this? I'm about to show y'all. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. When this round start, I'm starting.
Okay. He said he gonna debo us. So Gary Jr. said y'all scared. He got to the round started to start.
It's a wrap.
We out of here.
We gotta get this shit right now.
Y'all just good. I've been waiting like a motherfucker to get us.
I seen him in the corner.
I was checking my skill marks like, God damn, this interview going for a long time.
I'm saying though, Russell Clan said niggas scared. Gary Jr. said, I don't even want to keep talking about them dudes because ain't none of my brother's phone ain't ringing. So I'm just saying, I'm just here to make boxing great again. I ain't shitting on none of y'all. I just want to see the best fight the best. That's what y'all tell me when I brag for other boxers that want to get money. Y'all tell me, well, we fight for legacy. Well, now this guy want to fight for legacy and y'all complain about money. Which one is it? Which one is it?
One thing I can say, this is a business still. So like
Absolutely,
I said, so it gotta make sense. But if you want to take the business side out of it and you just want to build a legacy, you can't be scared to get in that ring with those who you supposed to be getting in the ring with. The best need to fight the best.
And then also, y'all saying money, if 2 world champs is fighting, I don't see why the money not gonna be there. I'm just saying, man. Y'all can't keep coming at Smitty the elephant and I'm talking about I'm taking up the boxes when they just want to fight money. What about the legacy? Gary Russell, Antwon Russell said he want to fight for legacy.
We build it. Y'all gonna see me soon. Stay tuned. Follow me on my social media. Twan of Don 5. That's my new one. You know, I got a couple of fan pages out
We got
there.
a fight coming up. What we got? When we gonna see Twan?
Man,
Because if the
look,
other
look.
guys are scared, can we get something else in between? Pause.
You never know, man. I just want y'all to stay tuned. Stay tuned. I gotta keep them on the edge of their seats. You feel me?
So we gonna see you again this year.
Might probably. Maybe. Maybe. Stay tuned. I'm telling y'all.
Well, there y'all have it. It's your boy Smitty, the elephant in the room. We here at the man cave. The elephant came to the cave to holler at the Russell clan. Gary Antwon Russell, the WBA lightweight, super lightweight champion of the world. Until again, y'all know where to follow me, Smitty _G's, man. We out of here.